Here we go.
Hey, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for sticking around. Let's take a totally unbiased and serious look at what your Warframe says about you. Starting off with number 1, Ashe. I like you. Your friends like you. Pretty much everyone likes you. Usually Ashes can be seen dealing absurd amounts of damage, or generally just at the very top of the tier list. You're strong, independent, but also very edgy, usually decked out with either the best fashion or the standard black and red Batman suit. Number 2, Atlas. You're weird, but in a good way. Hitting hundreds of millions of damage points just with your fist ain't new to you, and seeing those funny numbers makes you rock solid. You're constantly on the verge of spending thousands of platinum on that one optimal ribbon for your melee weapon, and you constantly argue about what the best method is. Number 3, Banshee. You're the forgotten max damage frame, and you still remember the good old days where everyone would use sonar for those sweet damage cap numbers. Nowadays you're either too used to silence, which they're gonna fix that weird audio thing with, and can't use any other frames. Or you just really enjoy the old Warframe and wish to relive the golden age, which really wasn't that great. 99% of the time you just landed in the helmet though, because your subsume is insane. Baruuk. Keeping the fisting theme consistent, you're that kid that got bullied in high school and finally snapped. You love high damage numbers and your left pinky is in constant pain due to the amount of sliding combos you do. You're an awesome teammate to have, but your fashion game could be stronger. Caliban. Who hurt you? Chroma. You've played a bit too much Skyrim and now you think you're a scaly without a costume. You're insane at what you do best. Face tank intense damage while providing the whole team with buffs when they dare step a foot near you. Everyone likes having you around, but at the same time, they fear for your mental well-being. Citrine. You're what spawned out of Atlas's fornication escapades and you're not afraid to show it. The Gemocy is your entire personality. Also, I don't know any Citrine mains. That's a good thing. Dante. You're the book nerd who turned into a magician and fiercely defends that you were cool before Death Note was a thing. Dagath. Every guy knows you either stay the fuck away from the horse girls or you're in for one hell of a fucking ride. Ember, you're that one kid in high school who just couldn't resist the temptation of making your can of deodorant into a fucking flamethrower. You're mentally unhinged, but actually not bad at the game. We like good Ember players. They're amazing. Equinox. Not only is your Warframe choice two-faced, but you're that one Harvey Dent looking motherfucker who either helps out your team or squad mates with putting a whole room to sleep, or you're annoying everyone by exploding whole tile sets and getting rid of any and all enemies in sight. You're rare sight with usually the most cringe fashion known to man, but also pretty chill. Excalibur, our poster boy. Freshly reworked, well, at the time I started writing this script at least, probably the most picked starter frame out there. Personally, you're used to dealing with extreme situations by either elbow dropping your opponents with a fucking spare, or you're the most god-awful player on the team who uses the automod feature. Frost. You're alright, but a lot of different build options. You like to either, be a massive help to your team, or armor strip the whole goddamn map with your icy pickle. Frost mains are generally speaking the most chill players you'll encounter. No pun intended. Gara. Did you get that perfect Mire Riven yet? Or are you still crying in a corner after spending 3,000 platinum? Garuda. We don't see many of you, but when we do, there's not a single fucking enemy left on the map. You watched way too much Twilight in your teens and you're now living the dream. Good on you. Gauss. A duality lives in you from Initial D to Gundam Wing. You zoom from wall to wall because running in a straight line is simply too hard to do. But once you understand the tanking build and perfect it, you're pretty much unbeatable and vibe through all content. Also, your prime trailer has to be the best ever. Ult is still faster though. Grendel. You're that one uncle at the family buffet who doesn't just plate his food. You get rid of the plate and just take the whole container. Rolling down the street like a meatball at the end of the night from way too much booze. You need help. You really do. Gyre. I don't know which one of the two it is. You do way too much damage and you know it. You spend countless hours just perfecting your build and playstyle and should be proud of it. Niche pick, but very nice.
Whoa.
Harrow. Your whole personality can be summed up by 3 piano notes. Hildryn. You know you suck, but a very special kind of suck. Your only redeemable trait? It's pillage. That's it. Hydroid. You thought pre-workout. You You thought pre-rework Hydroid was the ultimate tentacle hentai fantasy, but now you're actually dealing decent damage and helping the team. People open up to your weird fetish. Also, lots of pirate cosplays. Inaros.
Know your fucking place, trash!
Ivara. You're that one dude or chick who's seen the Hunger Games a little too often. Always sneaking around, being mysterious, but not bad to hang around with. Jade. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Not sorry. You are the embodiment of the Warframe sex update. What more needs to be said? Kora. You either have a BDSM kink or you're just there to farm. Or you deal out some of the wackiest fucking damage of the whole team. There are no gray areas for you. Kullervo. Honestly, probably the most chill people I've seen in this whole game. You know exactly how your frame works and you're not taken aback by its simplicity. Lavos. You like snakes, need for speed, and chemical war crimes. In no particular order. Limbo. You are by far the most hated, the most scrutinized player in your squad. But you don't care. You know you are simply too smart for the rest and can't be bothered to correct anyone. Loki. You are the pinnacle of what a Warframe player can be. You hold on to the glory days of Loki like no tomorrow. You either leech off of every single squad, or you are the reason the rest of your team can't get any kills in. A true and humble god. Mag. The poster pick-me girl? Really? Reliable, dependable, and overall extremely knowledgeable. You're the backbone of your team while teaching them the ins and outs of tile sets, damage, ability rotation, etc, etc. Also, usually very attractive. Mesa. Reverse cowgirl is not just a position, it's the position. You're the embodiment of what it means to be American and you're not afraid to show it.
I'd like me a splash of whiskey to wash the trail dust off in my gullet and keep my singing voice in fettle.
Mirage. Deceptive, illustrious, cunning, and above all, a fucking eyesore. You thrive in all areas, but your fashion game is a mix between insanely good and cancer for the eyes. Nekros. I swear if I play that Send Them to the Slaughterhouse clip again, I'll get a channel strike. So,
Send them to the slaughterhouse!
Nezha. Bandbait. Rhino's nemesis and Warframe's resident fanboy all in one. You're fast, agile, a great all-around player, and you should get more recognition for that. Nidus. Space AIDS, tentacles, and Nova. You're either an amazing asset to farming missions or you forgot to take off your fucking Slova build in a defense mission and everyone hates you. Nyx. You are the living embodiment of, actually. But you play one of the most underrated frames in the game. Nyx is strong, very strong actually, but it takes time to understand that and you can take pride in that. Oberon. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Octavia, you really like to get on people's nerves by sporting the most annoying sounds when you're fucking Manticore. Also, bar none, the most boring frame out there, and it shows. Protea, you're an interstellar enjoyer. You love tower defense games, and you're a bit of a lazy cunt. Corvex, Russian brutalism at its finest. Chernobyl embodied, you were insanely popular when the frame was released, but turned into a niche pick because of your rocky foundation. Revenant, you're popular, but for all the wrong reasons. You can't die, yet we still see you Revenant players drop like flies, once the content starts to pick up at least. It does help that most of you are just chill people who want to enjoy the game instead of sweating meta bullets. So, you know, 5 out of 7. Rhino, the OG tank. You have a strong group of people with you who play nothing but Rhino. You have tons of builds, you're versatile, assume a team support position, and usually you're pretty casual. Saren. Speaking of casual, Saren players are everything but casual. Y'all love your damage numbers, you'll love to talk about profit taker records, but really all most of you do is copy overframe builds to achieve the highest damage possible. Maturing for you means you'll realize weapon platform Saren is where it's at. Sevagoth. In all honesty, I still don't know a single Sevagoth main, but people usually love you. Your helmet ability makes a lot of fun builds possible, but you're really just one big mystery. I mean, Epitaph was cool for a while, I guess. Styanax.
Spartans! What is your profession?
You play a frame that every boy wants to play in Warframe. You're buff, you're strong, you make a great teammate, straight up all around chats. Titania, this one's for you next. You are genuinely insane. and not in a good way. Understanding Titania fully is one thing, but Titania players have a very weird obsession with her, and it shows. Say one thing against Titania, and you'll be sure to give them all the smoke. Trinity, the mommy before Jade was a thing. You like to baby your teammates and ensure their success with blessings. Your teammates tend to forget that you're one of the most broken frames out there, but you're too busy vibing to good music to care. Valkyr. Valkyr mains are Swifties. I do not care how much damage your slide combo does or how invincible Valkyr really is. You guys are Swifties, and that's it. Valban. You either really like fondling your balls, you're into pseudo tech frames, you love playing virtual vacuum cleaner, or just fucking flashbang your team with all of your abilities.
Think fast, chuckle nuts!
Volt. Speaking of the most versatile frame in this godforsaken game, there is a multitude of Volt players ranging anywhere from unbeatable triathlon hunters to one brain cell assist teammates who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Their fashion game also ranges from god tier, like Purple Flurp-esque Vaporwave, to absolute dog shit, like this fucking abomination.
Brother, what's that?
Varuna. Y'all are furries. I'm proud of it. With a wolf mommy like Varuna though, I understand. I don't approve, but I understand. Wisp. Sporting the biggest assets in the game is not your only strength.
Oh, yeah!
Knowing how to build Wisp is one thing, but you people take it to a whole different level. From the literal power of the sun to never dying while supporting your team and dealing a fuck ton of damage. I 100% understand why Wisp is one of the most popular frames out there.
Yeah, boy.
Wukong.
Monkey.
Zaku. I'm gonna be a little biased here, because aside from Loki, Zaku is my favorite frame. But generally, you don't get to Zaku unless you've cleared quite a bit of content. So usually, Zaku players have a good understanding of the game. You love to be self-sufficient and love to run around in nothing but your bare ass butt, taking names while singing along to Halloween songs. Ureli. Sabuchi really likes you. And I mean really likes you. It's weird, but also kind of hot. You started off as a fan service, but I mean, I'll be the last to not admit that, you know, you're in an amazing spot right now and you know how to use your fucking frame. So, chill players, I guess. And last but not least, we got Zephyr. There's two types of Zephyr players, those who know and those who don't. You'll figure out which one of the two you are, and that's all that needs to be said. That's it. Wasn't that bad now, was it? Do you agree with my totally unbiased and scientific opinion of you as a person or your frame, according to the frame you play? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in 6 months or something. Later.